So, I had to purposely try to title this something that wasn't spoilery because apparently when I watched the I was about to say the sitcom, the cutscene, some person was complaining like, "Oh, thanks, I came here to downvote and thanks for the spoiler in the title." I'm like, it was the Dalaran destroyed, and I'm like, dude, everyone knew that Dalaran was going to be destroyed for months now. I'm like, you're a little late to the party, it seems. So I think we're gonna title this like, "Will we see Khadgar again? Could we possibly see Khadgar again?" Because that's what it's about. So this is Magpie, and I do appreciate the sentiment of this can't be Khadgar's true death because they would not kill a legendary character like this. But like my counter argument is they would. This man right here, this amazing man right here. This is Tyrion. Tyrion Fordring, iconic character in WoW lore, one of the wielders of Ashbringer, one of the most badass freaking blades you can have. And he dies like a bitch in Legion. No cutscene, nope, no nothing. You basically walk up to where he is, the thing pops out of the fell lava thing, blasts him, he's like, oh! You see some dialogue bubbles and stuff like that, and that's how he goes out. No epic death, no cutscene, no nothing. Tyrion Fordring, who lived to hear as a hero, faithful to the light. Put your faith in the light, and all is possible. Yeah, him. They made him die like a bitch. So, Khadgar. Khadgar. I basically said something along the lines of someone said it like before I did, but I didn't read any of the comments. I just basically saw this and I just immediately replied. So, but they basically say the same thing I say. I said, I mean, he's probably dead, but there's a good chance where it might be like Rodden or Anduin, where Dadgar is corrupted and we have to fight him. The Legion wanted to do it. Maybe the Void succeeded where the Legion failed. So, for people who don't know, if you watch the Warbringers, Khadgar, um, he goes back to Karazhan and meets Medivh. And at the very end, as Medivh is trying to be like, absorb the power of the tome, Khadgar, and become the Guardian, and blah blah blah. And he's like, no. And he throws the book down, and Medivh shows that it's not really Medivh, but actually a Dreadlord. And he's like, "Oh, my brethren were right. You would have served the Legion well." And Dadgar was like, "I will not be the Legion's pawn, and this tower will not be its den." And he Kamehamehas the thing out of there. And so the Legion wanted to corrupt Khadgar and corrupt him onto their side, but they failed. In Battle for Azeroth, Ra-Den is taken into Ny'alotha, and he's corrupted with Void and all that, and we have to fight him, and I think we actually kill him, if I remember. But Ra-Den was a character introduced in Mist of Pandaria in Throne of Thunder, if I remember. He was like a secret boss, or not kind of secret, but he was heroic only, but he was a Titan construct, and we kind of have to snap him back to reality, because he doesn't seem to like us very much. But in Battle for Azeroth, he's actually taken into Ny'alotha, where all the voidy old god stuff is, and he's corrupted there, and we have to take him out. Anduin in Shadowlands is corrupted, or at least not really corrupted, but being dominated by Zoval with the corruption magic. And in that state, he has no idea who he is. He has no control of his actions. So I think maybe it might be a possibility because we never see him die. When Dalaran goes boom, there's not even a split second where you can see Xal'atath floating there. It's almost like she kind of, when she says goodbye, Khadgar, it's kind of like a goodbye to who you are. You're serving us now. But it's like, oh, but we see him disintegrate and all that. Do we? Or is it just like pitch black darkness and it's like snuffing out his light? You know, because it's like, at least when people die in WoW, we kind of see it. Even with Tyrion, we saw him die. It wasn't really epic or amazing, but we saw him die. Varian, we saw die. Uh, Vol'jin, we saw what pretty much led up to his death. Pretty much every fight that or character who's died, like major character, we've Garrosh, we saw him die. But there was no real confirmation of Khadgar. We saw his hand slowly disappear, but that's all we got. That's all we got. So it's possible that as powerful as Xal'atath is, she knows power when she sees it, and I think there might be a chance that she saw that Khadgar is extremely powerful, and he'd be even more powerful being infused and controlled by the Void. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. No, but yeah, I mean if you think back to for the most part, the main characters, important characters, um, you know, when characters die, they go out of their way to kind of like show you, even if it's as less, you know, least dramatic as possible, they'll still like, if you're doing a quest, and you're talking to the NPC and someone comes up and stabs them from behind, we see them die. You know, we know they're dead. Again, Varian, we saw die. Garrosh, we saw die. Vol'jin, we saw die. Raden, you know, all these people we see die. It's like with the jailer. It's like, we know the jailer's gone because his skin decided to, you know, he peeled off and became like his prototype form again. You know, and he's not going to be moving anytime soon. We know he's dead. But with Khadgar, we didn't see that. We didn't see that. We just saw his arm be consumed by the void, but because that void was so dark, like it was dark purple, like, you know. So it's very possible that we might be seeing Khadgar again. If Khadgar is alive, I don't think we'll be seeing him this expansion. You know, if they're gonna reveal like, oh yeah, he is alive and he is being corrupt, that he was corrupt by the void, it would probably be midnight. Imagine having the void with someone as powerful as Khadgar serving under them. It's like one of the main head honchos in charge of leading the void onto Azeroth. You know, he's an incredibly powerful mage. Uh, so, you know, it's a possibility. Because again, we don't actually see him die. We don't see him. You know, even with Varian, after, you know, Gul'dan's got his spell-infused Rasengan, he just sticks it into to Varian. But Varian, you see him die. You see that fel going in. You see it, you know, going through his veins, and you see Varian explode. For Khadgar, you just see his arm disappear a little, and then it cuts away to outside with Illyria. They don't show you him. They don't show him actually dying. So I think this might have been a fake out, and we might have like a Raden Anduin situation where, I mean, we will take him out because the void will probably be so strong that we can't actually save him, just as it was with Raden. But considering we saw Khadgar in Shadowlands, that he kind of had this, it kind of seemed like he knew he was going to die soon at some point. He's like, oh, I just wanted to see this place, you know, probably find out where I'm going in the future, like fairly soon. I mean, I don't think he has prophetic dreams. Like, I don't think he can see the future, but just something in his old bones told him that he was going to die soon. So it's possible that he is dead, but since we never saw him actually die, and all that, it's possible that he's taken by the void, and you're going to be fighting a void-infused Khadgar, which, saying that sentence would be crazy fucking powerful. A void-infused Khadgar. Just think of how terrifyingly, possibly just powerful. I mean, I don't even think powerful is enough to describe it. Just how there's not enough words to describe how terrifying that would be. And knowing that, and not only that, but the possibility of not being able to save him. But again, that's just a theory, a game theory. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Khadgar is possibly alive, since we never actually saw him die, as opposed to numerous characters in the past, whether it be characters getting like killed during, at the end of a quest or during it, just a oh, or Tyrion, who few chat bubbles and dude comes up and and Tyrion's like oh. Or Varian, Vol'jin, where we see them, what causes their death in a cinematic. Let me know what you think. I think we have. I mean, I said before, if they were going to take him out, I'm glad it was to Xal'atath, to someone strong and powerful, rather than some fucking Nerubian fodder who have no business taking him out. Like having him survive Xal'atath by escaping, but then him getting stabbed in the back by a Nerubian or something. So if he is dead, I'm glad it was to someone who is extremely powerful, a really cool character, one who is an overarching character for possibly the rest of the expansion, not just the rest of the expansion, but pretty much maybe all of Midnight. So I'm glad about that. But, in the back of my mind, it's always, hey, he might still be alive, because we never actually saw him die. Unlike all the numerous characters we have, and we know for a fact that, like, look at, like, reminds me of Karen. We know Karen died. We saw him die. Same thing, no cinematic, no nothing. It was just like, oh, with him and Garrosh's Makara. So when an important character dies, whether it be in-game or cutscene or whatever, they show you. No body, no death. So, but let me know. But that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.